Alright, so after blowing my funded account again, I started a brand new 50k eval with Take Profit Trader. Honestly, at this point, it's not even about proving I can trade. I know how to trade. I know I can trade. It's about proving I can stay disciplined and actually follow my rules while I'm trading. So going into this next week, I told myself, no forcing trades, and definitely no breaking that $400 daily loss limit. Like, if I hit that number, that's it. 100% done for the day. Close the charts, wrap it up. The goal is simple. Make $3,000, pass the test. But everyone knows that's way easier said than done. So this week, I really tried to slow it down, one setup at a time. Trade the plan, not my emotion. And it reminded me of something. The hardest part about trade isn't knowing if the chart's going up or down. It's the discipline you need while trading, knowing when to stop. The whole prop firm challenge is not really a test of skill. It's a test of patience, discipline, and just not losing your mind when things don't go your way. So yeah, new week, new account, same goal, get a payout. Let's get into it. Alright, so first day on my new eval. When I hopped on the chart, it was just straight red. Every single time frame, big red candles. The problem is, I usually don't do well when the market moves in one direction. I'm better when things are ranging, when there's structure, when price breathes. So I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, we're definitely going lower. Probably just taking out more liquidity. I was bearish for sure. But out of nowhere, we get a strong rejection upward. And now I'm thinking, okay, maybe we flip short-term bias, catch a push back up to the 1 minute high, and short that. So logically, I line up that short idea. But we never even get there. Market just turns right back around. Price starts coming down again. And for some reason, I flip my short bias thinking, alright, maybe this area holds, and we push back up toward that high I wanted to short in the first place. So I took the long, but I got instantly stopped out. My original plan was right, and right after I mount, the price keeps dumping, straight into one of the daily gaps I had marked. After that, we started pushing upward again, so I tried to be patient, waited to see if we'd hold this level, but then the chart just snaps right back down. So I'm like, alright, this time it's obvious. If we're going down, we're just going to keep going down, right? I line up the short, waiting for the pullback, price pulls back up, but barely miss my entry, and starts dropping again. Then it turns around and picks me up. I'm in the trade, finally. And then, I got stopped out. And of course, the second I'm out, price finally decides to move, shoot straight down, right to where I would have been in profit. So I just sat there like, yep, that figures. I would have been back in the green right there. But honestly, that move didn't even matter. Because right after that push down, it reversed again, shot straight back up, and I would have lost either way. So now I'm down 400 on the day. But I tried to stay calm, and I didn't revenge trade. After that, I just called it a day. Alright, so day 2 of my EVA. I started the morning marking off my higher time frame levels, the weekly gap and wick, then the daily gap and wick. Working my way down the time frames, I noticed something. On the smaller time frame, we were in a clean range, and that's my comfort zone. Ranges are just easier for me to read. Looking at that, I figured we were probably just going to run the exterior liquidity and move back up. So I was bullish. I was convinced the interior lows weren't getting touched. So first trade, I took a long. I held for a second, then stopped me out. Now I'm down about 200. Right after that, I almost crashed out and reverse traded, but luckily I didn't pull the trigger. And of course, if I had, that setup would have stopped me out instantly. So I started looking lower for entries. Then thought, wait, maybe I'm looking way too low. Moved my entries higher instead. Took another long, but honestly my setup wasn't even there. I just wanted to see my idea play out. So I lost again. Now I'm down about 380 on the day, which means I should be done, right? I got that 400 daily loss limit. Yeah, well, apparently not. I lined up another long lower, but I barely missed my entry by 1 tick. And of course, the second I blink, price runs without me. Then it comes back down, fills me, gives a strong rejection, so I move my stop to break even, thinking, alright, win-win situation. I can't lose money, I can only make money. The best spot to be as a trader. But price comes back down and breaks me even anyway. So I wait, and I mean really wait, like 25 minutes. Finally, I get what looks like the perfect long setup, a knife catch entry. The chart dumps straight into my long, then rips right back up. Stop to break even immediately, obviously. Take profits at the highs, but I didn't want to get greedy. So I moved it a little lower, an easier target. Best decision of the day. Price runs straight to my take profit, made a little over 1,000. Covered all the losses and then some. A few seconds later, I look back and price is still going. It's absolute skyrocketing. Basically, my original plan was right from the start. So now I'm like, now it wants to go. I could have held for more, but that's alright. So at that point, I ended the day up around $680. From almost hitting my daily loss limit to closing green. Staying patient, trusted the process, and finally let the chart come to me. Alright, so Day 3 on my eval. I started the morning the same way I always do. Calm, focused, marking my levels. Weekly gaps, daily gaps, going to the time frames to build my bias. Looking at everything, it kind of looked like we were setting up to go a little bit lower. Maybe take out some more liquidity. So I lined up a short. Price comes up, fills me, and almost instantly I'm stopped out already. So I take another short. Same idea. Probably more of a revenge trade than logic this time. Stopped out again. Then I start looking higher for shorts. Chasing the move. Chart rips straight up. Fills me perfectly. And stops me out perfectly. Yeah, I was fully tilting at that point. So I flipped the bias. Usually with my strategy, when I'm wrong a couple times in a row, it means I'm just on the wrong side of the market. So I took a long. Nice rejection, clean bounce, moved my stop to break even, and took profit a little early, just under a small liquidity level. Finally a win. Price keeps running higher, straight up to the upper liquidity I wanted from the start. But of course, I still wanted more. I figured the chart wanted to push a little higher, so I long again. Stopped out. Then another. Stopped out again. Waited a bit, tried again. Price rips up, comes right back down, and hits my break even. Lowered my entry, caught another long. It looked good. The rejection was good. So I moved my stop to break even, and then the price runs. It almost hits my target. I trailed my stop a little higher to lock profit, and I get stopped out instantly. Long again, stop out. Then I went even lower this time. Got filled, and I got stopped out to the tick. Then, right after I got stopped out, it went straight to my take profit, which definitely had me full tilted. But yeah, that was the account fully blown in one day. So I sat there afterwards like, what am I doing? I literally broke every rule I have and a main rule I wanted to work on. So what do? Round 2, same day. Donated another 100 to get another evaluation. So I reevaluated the chart. And for some reason, still looked a little bullish to me. So when I took a long, I lost immediately. Then I over risked for sure. And to make it worse, Tradovate glitch. My stop just disappeared. Left me stuck in the trade. I waited for a break even that never came, but I had to force close it and I ended up about 1,000 negative. At that point, I was fully crashed out. And honestly, that loss didn't even feel like it was my fault. So I knife catch the bottom, still over risk. Price shoots up and I aggressively trail the stop until it finally hits my stop loss. I got back all the losses from that account and I finished the day about 400 in the green. From full tilt to a small recovery in one day. I'm not really proud about how I traded, but at least I ended green. Lesson learned, discipline can save your account, but emotions will always test it. Alright, so day 2 on the new eval. I started the morning the same as always. Slow, calm, going through the time frames. I marked a daily gap on the top side, and then I marked another one on the bottom side. Looking at it, it felt like we were just going to be taking out liquidity on the downside. So I started looking for shorts. First short I entered, it wasn't really a good setup, so I ended up losing pretty quickly. So the next reasonable thing for me to do is try shorting again. Same idea, but waited for a better setup this time. After entering, I had a pretty nice rejection, so I got a pretty easy break even. Still, after it going downwards, it came back and got my break. At that point, I told myself, I'm not going to repeat what happened yesterday. I'm not going to be stubborn on bias. So I switched up and I started looking at longs this time. After entering a long, I got stopped out almost to the tick. Of course, right after, it turned around and went up. And that's when it came to me. My original idea was probably right from the start. I almost jumped in a short again, finger on the trigger, but I stopped myself. Didn't want a repeat of yesterday. And naturally, the chart dumps right after. Market timing me again. Luckily, I got a second chance. Price comes back up and I get in. Perfect entry, clean rejection, and an easy break even. The chart starts dumping straight down. Everything looks perfect. It's heading right for my take profit. But the chart had other plans. Right before take profit, it flips. So naturally, I just try to get a trail and I stop out for a small profit. Price comes back up near my original entry, so I take it again and then I get stopped out. So I put my entry for a short way higher, the most obvious spot. The one level we had to hold if we were really going to keep going down. The price rejects it perfectly. Strong move, clean reaction, stop to break even instantly. Chart pushes aggressively down, straight toward my take profit, and right before it hits it, it snaps right back up again. But my trailing stop was placed perfectly, so it doesn't stop me out. Price turns around one more time, and this time it does not hesitate. Chart goes straight to my take profit. Perfect setup and perfect execution. After that, I zoomed out, went back up a few time frames. I marked the range we were in, and suddenly everything clicked. We were 100% moving down to take the lower lows on the higher time frame. Everything that happened in between to me, it was just white noise. So I line up a final short idea. Stop above the local high, ready to go. And right as I'm about to click sell, boom. The craziest thing happens. Chart shoots straight down, out of nowhere. A news scandal. Donald Trump announced new tariff plans. So I just sat there watching my full idea play out without me in it. It's nice to see, but painful to watch. As the market melts, I'm thinking, there's only one thing left to do, find the bottom. Time to knife catch the news move. I zoom in, look for liquidity below everything, and line up my entry right near the bottom of my weekly gap. Because it's a high volatility move, I size down and use a bigger stop loss. Eventually, the chart dives right into my level. Perfect entry. Price shoots up immediately. It happened so fast. I didn't even have a second to move my stop to break even. It hits my take profit clean, a weekly level. And just like that, I'm up over 1300 on the day. That was it. This week and a new eval, ending green. So this week has shown me a lot, not just about trading, but about myself as well. Every setup, every stop out, every flip and bias, it all came back to one thing: control. The moments I stayed patient, the trades worked out clean. But the second I forced something, I got humbled instantly. This whole week was proof trading isn't about being right, it's about being disciplined long enough to let your edge show up. Right now, I'm sitting at $1,785 out of the $3,000 profit goal. So I'm a little bit over halfway. Not bad for week one, so we'll see what happens next week. New week, same goal, one trade at a time.